Nicol's Commentary, Volume 3, Kuramid Ugly, November 17, 1945, Work on the Emotional Center. This is the second of 2 videos from this meeting. When you do not go with unpleasant thoughts and feelings about other people but are quite aware of them, you are really working on yourself. This is personal work. If you are so foolish as to say, "Why do I have these thoughts and feelings about other people?" you're quite wrong. You are only praying to end strife in yourself, but all strife gives the possibility of development, and I suppose it's almost right to say that all development consists in not identifying with what one is taught by the work, not to identify with it. If you consent to negative, bitter, or suspicious thoughts, do you not see that you have been tempted successfully and that the small vessel of the work that you are trying to make, the small retort, has already got a leak in it, which may take you weeks to repair, and often in a very small thing. It's often a very small thing, apparently trivial, that completely exhausts your force because it makes a leak in you. Thoughts of self-pity, of course, make holes in you. You become instead a retort, a colander, full of holes in which everything poured into you, everything that you could have done for yourself leaks out. Take envy. Envy seems like a slight thing, but it makes a very big hole. Take malice. Take the sting in your tongue or in your letter. It makes a very big hole. Or take hatred arising from being offended. All these states are states of identifying. All psychology, all real psychology, all real psychological teaching is about how to make a man grow, and it has a very definite object. The idea being that if a man retains his force in a certain way, he can create in himself a new man, a different person. The metaphors used to convey this teaching have varied in different ages. In the alchemical teaching, which dealt apparently with turning lead into gold, but which really dealt with changing man himself into a new being, there's always this idea of a retort, something that cannot be penetrated by wrong influences, something that brings all together all the essential parts of man through a certain friction, transforming them into a new body. We seek to reach a higher level of being. What is one sign of a higher level of being? Let me turn the question in this way. Do you think a person who is full of self-pity, of envies, jealousies, complaints, malices, depressions, and negative states of all these kinds can enter the kingdom of heaven? What is the kingdom of heaven? Why, nothing but what the practice of real psychology leads to, which is this work. It is called higher being. So we have something definite to do. It is not theory nor an invention. It is permanent teaching. Everything in this work teaches us about something quite real and definite. It is a way leading to quite something definite and possible for those who can hear. It is about man and his permanent meaning, not his local meaning. And it is therefore something that will necessarily respond to man if he makes the right request and efforts, for man has meaning. And the universe has meaning. Now let us return to the original question of how to deal with the emotional center. This is a difficult thing, and no one can expect to deal with it for many, many years. But people who do wish to do this work must begin to deal with it on their own scale with their unpleasant emotions, because the work teaches that practically all emotions that we know are unpleasant. For instance, triumphing over a rival is a very unpleasant emotion, although at our level, we take it as a pleasant emotion. And even the pleasant emotions that we ordinarily experience turn into the most unpleasant emotions in a flash. once our pride or vanity is touched. The reason is because all our emotions are based on self-love, which is touching them. And if there is plenty of flattery, we feel fine. But if there is not flattery, we feel very depressed. For this reason, it is a very good thing to distrust one's emotions, whether pleasant or unpleasant, and especially one should distrust enthusiasms. Now, the work teaches that there are emotions that do not change. It calls them positive emotions. It does not call our ordinary emotions positive. It merely calls them pleasant or unpleasant. The work teaches us that we do not have real emotions yet. I think from my own experience that occasionally we do have real emotions for a very short time, and they're always completely free from all self-love. But I also think that they are very rare and easily invented. Now, the work says that we cannot create positive emotions for ourselves. It says that positive emotions do come to us sometimes if we have worked genuinely, and they come as rewards. It also says that the characteristic of a positive emotion, which comes from the higher center, is such that it never turns into an opposite. Our ordinary so-called love turns very easily into hate. A positive emotion has no opposite because it belongs to the third force, which is between the opposites. As you all know, the purification of the emotional center is one of the great objects. It's one of our great objects. We can reach it only through the purification of the intellectual center through new ideas, both about ourselves and about other people and about the meanings of all life on earth. When the mind begins to see new truth, then the emotional center can begin to give up these false emotions. The ultimate object is to awaken the emotional center so that it can receive positive emotions. And while this is very far from us at present, we all know surely how much work we have to do on our present emotional center and our present emotional states that result from it. We have, for example, to give up having our own way all the time. Do not think that this can be done in a moment. It takes such a long time for us to realize what it means, this having our own way in everything. But when we begin to dissolve our ordinary mechanical feeling of ourselves, and I would say here, how many of you are sure that you are perfectly all right in yourselves? Then we shall begin to break up the very sources of this self-love and these self-emotions that at present govern everyone. It is only the things that you most despise in yourself that are probably some good. Christ was not born in a manger without significance as to what can grow in man.